Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we'll uncover the resonant teachings within the Four Noble Truths of Love. This enlightening work intertwines the profound wisdom of ancient Buddhist philosophy with the intimate journey of modern love and relationships, written in 2018 by the accomplished Susan Piver, a seasoned Buddhist practitioner and author with an acclaimed portfolio, including How Not to Be Afraid of Your Own Life and The Wisdom of a Broken Heart. This book serves as a spiritual compass for navigating the often turbulent waters of love. Piver, who has pioneered the largest online mindfulness community with her Open Heart project, crafts a narrative that adapts the Buddha's teachings from over 2.5 millennia ago for contemporary seekers of deeper romantic connection. For couples looking to revitalize their bond, singles wishing to enhance their dating experiences, and all who desire a more profound, mature love, The Four Noble Truths of Love is an essential guide to understanding the complexities of the heart with the simplicity of spiritual truths. Join us as we distill the book's core principles to help you cement a love that is both enduring and nurturing, inspired by timeless wisdom that transcends the ages. The Four Noble Truths of Love, Buddhist Wisdom for Modern Relationships. Introduction: Unraveling the Mysteries of Love with Ancient Wisdom. Ever feel like you're stuck on an endless carousel of romantic blunders? In today's world, despite strides in so many areas, we're seemingly at a standstill in matters of the heart. Our relationships, marred by jealousy, infidelity, and the ever-looming specter of breakups, are not immune to strife. In fact, in the United States, an astounding half of marriages don't stand the test of time. It begs the question, why is love so hard? Interestingly, we might find some answers in the teachings of Buddhism. Yes, Buddhism. Now, you might be scratching your head, wondering how celibate monks who lived millennia ago could possibly impart wisdom on our 21st century love lives. Yet, it turns out that their ancient musings on life and love pack a punch even in our modern-day romances. This summary isn't just about revisiting historic scripts for curiosity's sake. It's about awakening new perspectives on intimacy, courtship, and partnership. With a blend of Buddhist philosophy and practical mindfulness, this narrative offers insights that promise to break you out of toxic patterns and set unrealistic expectations straight. It's about nurturing a thriving connection with your loved one, fostering joy, and finding true contentment in your romantic journey. As we delve into this enlightenment, you will discover the ways we unknowingly dismantle relationships with unattainable ideals, the profound essence of actually being in love, and how partners can transform the solitude of meditation into a united endeavor of love. Part 1. Embrace suffering as the gateway to true love. Imagine a prince, sheltered from life's stark realities, suddenly confronted with the ravages of time, sickness, and death. This was Siddhartha Gautama's awakening, a moment that spurred him to seek the essence of life and a cure for its inherent suffering. After intense reflection beneath a Bodhi tree, he emerged as the Buddha, the Enlightened One, clutching the Four Noble Truths, which would become the cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy. Here's what the Buddha recognized as the keystones of existence. First and foremost, life inherently contains suffering. That's the first noble truth. This isn't to suggest that darkness colors every moment, but rather that an innate discomfort weaves through our existence. Why? Because all is impermanent. We cling to the fleeting vaiga, beauty, belongings, bonds, yet they inevitably slip through our grasp. Such is the source of our profound anxiety about the unknown future and the grief for what's lost to the past. The second noble truth identifies the root of our suffering: attachment. Our anguish blooms from an inability to release what we've come to hold dear. Yet, there's a beacon of hope in the third noble truth: suffering can end. Acceptance of life's ebb and flow is crucial. we must strive to loose the ties to our attachments. How then do we extricate ourselves from suffering? Enter the fourth noble truth, which points to the noble eightfold path, a compass directing us toward an enlightened moral existence and ultimately transcendence. These are the pillars of Buddhist thought, and curiously, they find resonance in the realm of love. We'll explore the noble truths of love that, much like their ancient counterparts, chart a course for navigating the complexities of our closest relationships. Part 2. Welcoming imperfection as the heartbeat of relationships. The familiar refrain goes something like this. Once we overcome this hurdle, be it money squabbles, restlessness, distance, or a lack of common goals, our relationship will finally find its nirvana. It's a seductive notion, isn't it? The belief in a perfect love, untouched by discord. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if the when we're so eagerly awaiting is actually a non-existent horizon, a chasing after the wind? The stark truth is, problems are not merely the bumps on the road in the journey of love. They are the road itself. From predate jitters hoping for a spark of mutual interest, to the quirky habits that become grating over decades of togetherness, there is always something. This is the first noble truth of love. Relationships are never completely stable or without issues. It might sound dire, but hear this out. It's not an indictment of love, but rather an acknowledgement of its real texture. The fact that you and your partner occasionally feel disconnected, bored, misunderstood, or even angry isn't just common, it's expected. And believe it or not, it's completely okay. These emotional tides are what bind the fabric of partnerships together. Here's what this means for you. The quest for a flawless partnership is a mirage, and the sooner we recognize this, the better. It's time to embrace that a relationship doesn't culminate in stasis or ultimate satisfaction. The minor anxieties, the little joys found in the midst of conflict, these are the tokens of love's reality. It's natural to yearn for a promised land of relationship, bliss, free from troubles. Yet, these ideals exist only in the realm of fantasy. What we have instead, and what we should cherish, are the intimate moments crafted through navigating each new challenge together. The beauty of love thrives not despite problems, but because of them. Part 3. Letting go of the fairy tale to find real love. Cinema has a habit of reducing love to a series of grand gestures and heart-racing moments, culminating in a dramatic but ultimately simplistic happily ever after. This silver screen romance often subconsciously shapes our expectations of love and can skew our perception of real-life relationships. Here lies a pivotal misunderstanding. The surge of passion that defines the honeymoon phase of a relationship is dramatically different from the deep, complex connection that characterizes long-term partnerships. The key message here is, we harm relationships when we hold them to unrealistic standards, when we conflate the heady rush of a love affair with the enduring nature of a relationship. We're setting ourselves up for disappointment. Love affairs are driven largely by how they make us feel, the intoxicating cocktail of excitement, passion, and desire. But setting sail on the sea of true relationship goes far beyond the realms of emotion and into the territory of presence and connection, which does not guarantee perpetual pleasure. We've been indoctrinated to believe relationships should maintain the intensity of initial infatuation. However, love is not a static, ever-blazing fire. It ebbs and flows. It encompasses moments of adoration and intervals of frustration. Our partner can be at once our haven and our challenge. The second noble truth of love reminds us that our quest for a stable love, an unchanging, constant euphoria, is actually what destabilizes our relationships further. It's a paradoxical trap. The more we chase unfaltering delight, the more we seed discontent. If this resonates with you, consider toning down those towering expectations. Accept that the emotional landscape of a relationship isn't meant to be one of eternal enchantment. It is absolutely natural and expected to have phases where love radiates a little less brightly, Release the guilt that comes with not always gazing lovingly at your partner, and remember that occasional discord does not foretell a doomed partnership. By embracing imperfection and expecting challenges, you deflate undue tension. By honoring the authentic, unfiltered version of your relationship, quirks, quarrels, and all, you move closer to the essence of what it means to love and be loved. Part 4. Letting go of clinginess unlocks relationship satisfaction. You've most likely heard that expectations breed disappointment. And in love, this rings especially true. Buddhists identify this as attachment, which goes beyond clinging to emotions or experiences. It's a mindset that ensnares us in our quest for a perfect, uninterrupted joyride in relationships. The key message here is attachment is the ultimate cause of dissatisfaction in relationships. But pause for a second. Doesn't attachment go hand in hand with love? Isn't the whole idea to feel deeply connected to someone? Here's the distinction. There's a difference between treasuring your bond with your partner and clinging so tightly that the inevitable changes and ends of life phases become sources of anguish. The art of non-attachment isn't about stripping love from your life. Rather, it's about learning to navigate transitions with acceptance and poise. It's recognizing that all things evolve and expire, allowing ourselves to cherish moments fully, yet willing to let them go when the time comes. But there's another, sneakier form of attachment that often trips us up: our attachment to narratives, the stories we tell ourselves. This is where we mistakenly point fingers, often conduits for our inexplicable discontent. Thoughts like, we're unhappy because my partner isn't putting in the effort, or I'm unfulfilled because my loved one is hindering my growth, are stories we craft to rationalize our emotions. Certainly, there will be times when our partners directly contribute to our negative feelings. However, frequently these feelings stem from a cocktail of past wounds, hormonal fluctuations, or even something as trivial as hunger. It's far too easy to lay the blame on our partners. Investigating the root causes of our emotions is valid, but becoming embroiled in unfounded stories can carve unnecessary rifts in our relationships. A poignant piece of wisdom to ponder upon. Feel your feelings, but let the narratives dissipate. Rather than assigning your emotions elaborate stories and meanings, allow yourself the simplicity of just experiencing them. This approach fosters a sense of tranquility and understanding that strengthens the connection rather than creating separation. Part 5. Navigating the ebb and flow of love with a unified front. When we seek love, we often envision a bastion of solace and unwavering companionship that will shield us from life's storms. We long for someone to be our personal savior, to satiate every need and create a bubble of eternal bliss. But this idyllic vision veers away from the essence of genuine love and ventures into the realm of fantasy. Love, it turns out, cannot promise the unyielding comfort and security we crave. This is because, at its core, a relationship is a living, breathing entity, one that can bring about as much discomfort and vulnerability as it does comfort and joy. The key message here is true love is embracing the instability of a relationship together. Just like the weather, the emotional climate of love is ever shifting and unpredictable. One moment you're basking in mutual adoration, and the next you're contemplating a solitary journey forward. It's a dance of closeness and distance, a pendulum swing that we must anticipate and accept. So, how does one navigate these undulating waves of relational uncertainty? The third noble truth of love provides a guiding light. True love is not just about enduring instabilities. It's about stepping into them hand in hand. It's making the conscious decision to ride the roller coaster of emotions and chaos, not for the thrill, but for the deep connection and growth that comes from sharing the tumultuous journey. Love is the shared commitment to face life's highs and lows with a partner by your side. Therefore, when it comes to relationships, forewarn yourself, it won't be a cakewalk. And that's perfectly fine. In fact, It's this very complexity that imbues relationships with meaning and depth. Engaging in a partnership calls for consistent effort, reflection, learning, and adaptability. It requires the courage to believe that there is always more to discover, more to cherish, and more to navigate together. Part 6. Forge deeper connections through mindful communication. Understanding the noble truths of love is one thing, but putting them into practice amidst the whirlwind of a relationship is a whole other endeavor. It's easy to espouse philosophical truths from a distance, but it's in the thick of relationship strife that their real value is tested, and where effective tools are most needed. Here lies the essence of the fourth noble truth of love: transcending the suffering inherent in relationships through a path of shared growth and connection. The key message here is practicing direct communication can deepen a couple's intimacy. One potent tool for couples is the practice of meditative conversation. Envision this as a bridge between meditative introspection and the art of dialogue, where partners synchronize their heartbeats and minds for a shared journey toward intimacy. Before starting, you and your partner should find a serene spot to calm the usual chaos of daily life. Face each other, make a decision on who speaks first, and ensure no technological distractions can intrude. Each session is concise, a mere quarter-hour dedication of your heart and time. Initiate the process with a 2-minute period of silent meditation, priming your senses and souls for genuine exchange. As the meditation concludes, the listener invites the speaker to share with a simple question: "How are you?" For the next 5 minutes, the floor belongs to the speaker. This interval is to voice genuine feelings and thoughts, whether they encompass the happenings of the day, whispers of unease, or tremors of doubt within the relationship itself. During these pivotal minutes, the listener's task is singular: to listen, and listen deeply, without interrupting or interjecting. When the 5 minutes have elapsed, the listener offers a simple thanks, acknowledging their partner's openness. Follow this with another silent meditation of 2 minutes, after which roles reverse, providing the other partner an opportunity to unveil their inner landscape. Close the exercise with a final duo of silent meditative minutes and a collective wish for both partners, the relationship, and all beings to know love. With this method, you invite the growth and enrichment of your relationship into your routine more naturally than splurging on external extravagances could ever achieve. It's a practice where attentive presence can turn a simple conversation into a heartfelt communion, strengthening the fabric of intimacy with every spoken word and shared silence. Final summary: in our tireless pursuit of love, we're often led to believe that the perfect relationship is one perpetual high, an unending spree of euphoria, affection, and harmony. We're taught to think of love as perpetual bliss, and when life, as it inevitably does, throws us curveballs, we see it as a sign that love is faltering. But this takeaway asks us to reassess our understanding of love. It urges us to view love as more than just a fleeting emotion or a passionate affair. Real love isn't just about chasing a series of pleasant feelings, nor is it about suffering through a relationship in hopes of an elusive, trouble-free ever after. True love is acknowledging the full spectrum of the journey, with all its turbulence, confusion, and vulnerability. It's an adventure that you undertake with a partner, not because it's smooth sailing, but because it's dynamic, challenging, and enriching. Such love requires us to embrace, rather than shy away from, the varied emotional experiences life offers. By redefining love as this immersive, shared existence, we free ourselves to savor the unique, raw, and sometimes daunting aspects of our relationships. We're invited to step into love's dance and really feel the music, with its crescendos and its pauses, knowing that this, in its essence, is where the true adventure lies. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.